there were hollow shells called case shot, packed with old-fashioned black gunpowder that would rain a cloud of shrapnel, hot metal slivers down. There was grape shot with medium-sized iron balls that would fragment, and most deadly of all, especially at close range, was what was called canister shot. Canister was truly a diabolical kind of ammunition, which amounted to, strapped to a powder charge in a canvas bag, a coffee can packed with perhaps hundreds of bare lead 58 caliber musket balls. That turned any cannon into a gigantic shotgun. As you notice, infantry units, the close order, when you see them lining up in battle order, shoulder to shoulder, that might strike you as the height of stupidity. Don't they realize what big targets? Oh yes, these men were painfully aware, if I dare use that expression, painfully, even the best trained among them could get off only 3 aimed shots per minute. For a single shot weapon, that's pretty fast for firing a musket. But by our 21st or even 20th century standards, that is unbelievably slow. So why then mass your infantry line of riflemen? Because it was the only effective way with weapons of their kind to deliver any significant volume of fire against your opponent. You might think it's too bad the rain didn't hold off. What possible advantage could there be to fighting in the rain? Well, actually there is one slight advantage. It helps to keep down the smoke. These weapons, both infantry and artillery, used old black gunpowder long before modern smokeless powder was developed. And the longer a battle went on and the more shots were fired, those clouds of white powder smoke could become not only choking, but also blinding and disorienting. Standing in close order formation, shoulder to shoulder, made it easier with your unit. As a battlefield became obscured with powder smoke, any soldier's nightmare was becoming separated from his unit. It was very comforting to be able to see you in line. As the battle lines approach each other even more nearly, you might think, good grief, aren't they close enough already? But both sides were trained in battle tactics developed back during the days of Napoleon, 50 and 60 years before the American War between the states. In the intervening years, especially in the 1850s, the French army in Europe developed a new kind of bullet that made it possible to load the weapon more quickly, but also fire with longer range and accuracy. Unfortunately, in 1863, the old battle tactics had not yet caught up with the newest technology of weapons. Another reason the casualty lists were so long. In the interest of historical authenticity, I should draw your attention to one historical detail that our reenactors on purpose get wrong. And that is keeping their bayonets on their belts. They do that as a safety precaution, especially as they draw in close, and especially if they charge, as they are now, and engage in hand-to-hand fighting. In a real Civil War battle, when both sides closed with each other and actually engaged in hand-to-hand fighting, it was savage. A rifleman